Hi everyone, good morning. It's Margaret Manning here and welcome to 60 and Me. Well, I have woken up today to a beautiful day. The sun is shining. It's a little cold, but it is perfect. It's for me a perfect day. I love this kind of weather. And actually I was thinking about a quote this morning as I was just getting ready for this show. It's something like, it doesn't have to be perfect to be an amazing day. So if things aren't quite perfect for you, it's okay. It's still going to be amazing. It's going to be what you make it. So I do hope that you're doing great, though. I know we've got so many women in our community at every different stage of life, and we've got women in their 50s up to their 80s, and it's just fantastic to know that we're here for each other. That's the number one thing that I really care about. So I'm having my cup of tea this morning. I have got hibiscus and mint. This is one of my Hari teas, which is a herbal tea. I got it here in Switzerland, and it's got something in the back that is in German. I have no idea what it says, but hibiscus and mint is a nice taste. So anyway, I do hope that you're having a cup of tea or coffee and just enjoying the beginning to another day, another beautiful day. Most of us in our 60s are at least thinking about retirement. Now, I'm not retired yet. The 60 and Me is a full-time job for me, and it probably will be forever because I love it. And maybe you're doing something that you really, really love. Others have maybe finished their careers, their formal careers, and said, I'm done, no more work, finished, I am retired. Underscore. And that's great too. But people are at lots of different stages. So I wanted to chat today about how we're looking at retirement these days, and maybe how we're doing the planning for it in a way that could be improved. I won't say it's right or wrong, but it's just ways that we could look at things differently. Now, historically, we've thought about retirement as being, planning for retirement, as if you save and then you retire. You spend the money and then that's it. And so you plan for retirement. You don't really think about, beyond your stock portfolio, perhaps if you're lucky enough to have stocks, or, the investments you've made in a home or a business. That's your planning for retirement. Now, another way that I think that we could look, and maybe even should look at retirement, is to be saving for retirement. In other words, getting ready to be active and engaged during those times when we're in retirement. And so I've put together here 4 questions that I think we can ask ourselves while we're getting into that saving, that planning mode for retirement. First thing, obvious one: do I have skills to make money after I retire? Now, this isn't do I have enough money for retirement? It's, do I have any skills to make money retirement? Now, unless you've saved millions of dollars, and I do mean millions, you're not probably going to live comfortably off of your retirement this 30 or more years that we've got left after we stop working. So it's really important that we ask ourselves this, because finding a job after 60 is hard. Of course, I don't have to tell you this. Everyone who's out there who's tried knows. In fact, people actually shake their heads and say it's impossible. And there is some truth. It's very, very difficult. Even though boomers and women like us are doing things, active, showing the world that the stereotypes don't apply anymore, they do in the workplace. There's a lag. So that's really important. So one of the things to do when you're in your retirement zone is to increase your marketable skills. Now, if you don't have skills that are going to make money for you in retirement, then you need to do it. So, it's a mental shift more than anything. We are teachers, nurses, accountants, managers, retail experts. We've done so many things in our lives. So we've got skills, but are they the skills that are going to be able to be used to make money in our retirement? If not, maybe it's time to look at the trends in jobs that you can do from home, that you can do, in a freelance or a part-time basis, and get those skills. Second question, big question: do I have plans for staying healthy? Now, we've talked about this a lot on 60 and Me, and I'm pretty passionate about it. In fact, when you think about our 3 priorities, health, wealth, and independence, or just fun. The health is there almost for me at the very beginning. So it's really important how we can improve the quality of our life, eat well, prepare ourselves to be strong and healthy, to do that work or to do whatever we have to do to survive in our 60s. and start establishing healthy habits now. Move while you can. Your body is going to do better if it's moving and active. So do that activity now while your body is not going to push back quite so much. Get out there and walk. Go to the gym. Start a regime. Get into habits that, as you get into your 70s and 80s, you've got a stronger body to deal with all of that. Now, the third question is, do I have a strategy for avoiding loneliness in retirement? Now, this sounds a little bit abstract. I mean, it's a personal thing. A lot of women in our community say they love being alone. They don't mind it at all. But as you get a little older and you start having difficulty with mobility, or, things just change, being alone presents itself with, presents you with some challenges. So I think that when we did a survey on 60andMe, it was a year or so ago, 75% of our women said that they do feel lonely at times. So it's just something to ask yourself when you're planning for retirement. The patterns that you establish in social engagement, the friends that you spend time with, and how you get out there in the world, that's going to affect the way that you live in retirement. And the next question, final one for this conversation, is are you where you want to live in retirement? It used to be that we expected that we would stay in our own home, or maybe move in with our kids, that we would become part of that extended family. But it doesn't work like that anymore, because our children are moving to new cities and countries. They're sometimes halfway across the world. We don't have that proximity that we might have expected, in the old view of retirement. But maybe we want to move to another country. A lot of women are finding that in order to meet their financial requirements, and that honesty about what you can afford is super important in the retirement planning, is maybe to move to a place where you can live a little cheaper. Rents are lower in other parts of the world. I know it's hard to think about leaving your family behind somewhere, but how much do you see them now if they live in another city? Ask yourself these questions, and I think it's really important that you make a list of the retirement locations where you might want to go, and then just do kind of a checklist. Is it safe? What's the cost of living there? What does food cost? Is the language something that you can deal with if it's a different language than English? These are things that these retirement locations have to match. And then you choose the one that maybe one or two that look good. Go visit them if you can, and see whether, when you're younger, you feel like getting out there and traveling a bit more. Just be prepared for the time that you might not feel quite so energetic. Your knees might not be as strong. So I think that the other thing that goes along with that is downsizing. And we have talked a little bit about that too on 60andMe, that downsizing makes a lot of things easier. If you don't have a ton of stuff anymore, you could make that move to another place, or maybe for part of the year. But get it sort of established, and get your costs and your responsibilities in line, so that you don't have to be thinking about it all the time. So if you're 60 today, it's likely that you're going to live another 20, 30 years. And if you stay healthy, even longer. And I think it's such a great opportunity to look at retirement and start thinking about it a little differently. It's not so much saving for a finite event, but it's getting ready for a new lifestyle, a new chapter. So, do you agree that we need a new way of looking at retirement? What's your points of view on this? I'd love your comments, and join the conversation below. A lot of women are still thinking about it, planning. So put down your thoughts, and perhaps you could help someone else. I really want to thank you again for being here. It is my pleasure to do these videos for you. If there are topics that you'd like to cover, if there are things you'd like us to talk about, just please send me an email to margaret@60andme.com, and we'll be happy to do some research. And it's likely we've done an article on it, though. We've got hundreds of articles on our website. So please go check out the website every day. On a day that there's not a video, go and look for an article. And there's plenty of opportunity to start conversations there too. So lots of resources for you. Well, I'm just thrilled to be here with you on the journey, and I want to thank you all again for being here. And just take a minute to leave a note to whether you agree that we need a new way to look at retirement. Have a fabulous day, everybody. Do something good for yourself, and I'll see you all back here again soon. Take very good care. Bye-bye for now.